Welcome back to Infinity Nerd. I'm your host, John Haycock, and today we're starting a new segment called News Flash. So, this is where we're going to be talking about all the upcoming news and events that's happening within the movies and TV series that we like to discuss here on this podcast. So, let's go ahead and just jump on in. So, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Flash movie. So, they just released a whole bunch of different photos um, and everything. So, starting off, uh, Flash movie stars Ezra Miller. It's the Flash, Barry Allen. Ben Affleck is coming back as Batman, so hopefully that'll be good. I mean, to be honest, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this, but I like Batfleck. Sue me. I do. I think he's what we were looking for as Batman, and I'm really sad that he's not going to want to reprise that role in a Batman movie, but it's okay. Anyway, so we got Michael Keaton coming back again as Batman. OG, man. And a little thing, I'm kind of curious on what happened, but they recast Henry Allen. He was first originally played by Billy Crudup, who played Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen movie. He was recast by Ron Livingston, who, if you don't know, he's in a lot of stuff. Drinking Buddies, Band of Brothers. He's in a lot of stuff. We got Kiersey Clemons coming back as Iris. You do see her for a brief moment in the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which I'm glad that they brought in. So, Maribel Verdú coming back as, or not coming back, but coming as Barry's mom, Nora. Hopefully, they'll be able to like do a flashback or something, seeing her death. And then one new thing that we haven't gotten to see yet is Supergirl being cast. Sasha Call is her name, and she looks great as Supergirl. From what I understand, they're going to be where she's cast as Laura Lane Kent, which is Lois and Clark Kent's daughter. Originally in the comics, they have a son who becomes Superboy, but I wonder if they're just switching it up, so it'll be cool to see if that's who that is. If any of you didn't know, Lara Kent is from the Injustice series. Well, Injustice 2, Gods Among Us. All right, let's get into the news, shall we? So we get to see Barry after what happened with Justice League. He goes running to the past, so it's going to create that flashpoint. So I'm excited to see what they cover as far as what happened after he went back in time and saved everybody in Justice League. But I think it'll be interesting. I'm sure they have, if they're bringing back two Batmans, I'm sure something good is going to happen. And we got some new shots of him and Iris on what looks like courthouse stairs. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be the GCPD. It could be Star City, but there's also another shot from the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson walking down the same steps. So I'm kind of curious if that's where Barry works or if that's somewhere in Gotham. But I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll get some new news, and obviously I'll come back and talk to you guys about it. In another shot, we see Michael Keaton standing at the bottom of the steps. So I wonder if there's a big event going on, whether that's the courthouse or whatever. I wonder why he's there. I'm excited to see what he does, and maybe he's already in the flashpoint, and then Batman, or the OG Batman, Michael Keaton, comes back and tries to save him from something. I don't know. What are your guys' theories about that? What do you think might be going on between Michael Keaton's Batman and Barry Allen. I'd like to hear. So please share, comment. Speaking of Michael Keaton's Batman, the new symbol on the bat suit looks amazing. And I don't know about you, I'm just happy they didn't put bat nipples on. And I know that was George Clooney, but still, yikes. But yeah, that new picture looks awesome. I mean, the blood dripping down. He's got to be ruthless, man. He's Batman. And then also we got a glimpse of the new Flash symbol for his suit. It's been upgraded every time if you think about it, from the Flashpoint scene in Batman vs Superman to Justice League to now the Flash. He's been upgrading his suit, or maybe Batman has been upgrading his suit for him. And then obviously we got Lara Kent, hopefully, played by Sasha Call. We get new pictures of her full red and blue costume. Looks amazing. And I mean, she looks identical to the character. But everything looks great. I don't know what your guys' theories are, if you guys want to comment, but I'm really hoping it is Lara Kent, just because them having a daughter after everything that happened between Justice League and now, I'm sure they'll talk about it and stuff, but I would be ecstatic if they had a kid in the movies, which I think would be awesome, because then they can expand to like Young Justice, Supergirl, Batgirl, those types of things. I think it'd be great to see. Next up, we got Shazam. So Shazam, great movie. Zachary Levi kills it every time. He's so great at what he does. So I think it's a perfect cast, especially because he's so goofy, and from the first film when he's still kind of a kid in his mind, because he doesn't realize he is an adult. But I love the way that he can portray looking like an adult but acting like a child all at the same time. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us do, but he just does it perfectly, in my opinion. So going on with that, we got Zachary Levi, obviously, as the older Billy / Shazam. We got Asher Angel coming back as Billy Batson, the younger Billy Batson. Then we got Adam Brody coming in as superhero Freddy. Jack Dylan Grazer coming as the younger Freddie Freeman. And then what I'm just so excited for is Helen Mirren coming in. She's going to be playing a character by the name of Hespera, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on her in a second. But I'm so excited to see Helen Mirren in it. I love her. She's so great. If you don't know what she's on, one of my favorites movies is Red. Red and Red 2. She kicks some serious ass, so I think you guys would enjoy it. First off, the new look of the suits just look absolutely so good. So crisp, so clean. I mean, there's more detail to it, but it's not like in a messy way. Last movie, they kind of just looked like they were wearing tights, which, I mean, they still looked pretty good, but this looks so much better. It's so much cleaner. So costume design, you guys killed it. 2 thumbs up. But there is a little bit of a difference when you see this picture. Everyone is back as their original character except Mary. Mary was originally played by, well, the older version, grown-up Mary. She was played by Michelle Borth. But they ended up going with the girl who played the younger version. Maybe they'll explain why they did that instead of doing the same thing. Maybe it's just because she looks older. They just decided to swap. Maybe there's some sort of reason. Hopefully they'll explain it. Hopefully they'll be able to tie into what happened to Michelle Borth, and then having her look exactly how she was as a kid. So I'm kind of curious about that. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. If you have anything on that, please share, comment, give us your input. I seriously can't wait, guys. I can't wait. Helen Mirren. She's fantastic in everything she does. And so I was so ecstatic and so excited when I heard that she was going to be a part of this movie. So getting into her character, she plays Hespera. So Hespera is the daughter of Atlas. She's the goddess of immortality and is basically just on the line of good and evil. I mean, she's not bad, she's not good. She just, in my opinion, I honestly think she just doesn't give a shit about anything. So I think she just does her own thing. Hopefully we get to see something like that in the movie. What do you guys think? What do you think her character is solely based on? Or what do you think they're going to do with her character? Because I think they can do a whole lot. I mean, she can be the mentor. She could, maybe she's the villain of the next movie. I don't know. There could be a whole lot. But please share your thoughts again. It goes a long way. And while we're at it, slap a like on this video, would ya? It goes a long way. It helps us with our channel and helps us grow and expand so we can give you guys the more content that you guys crave and want. So last one. You guys ready? I don't think you're ready. Even though we've been seeing stuff like this for a little while now. Suicide Squad. So for a long time, and I'm sure it's already been covered and everything, but those who still believe that it's a second rendition, or not rendition, but just a continuation of the first movie, it's not. It's completely made new. Well, I'm just glad that they're redoing it. I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad, but I wouldn't say that the first one was good either. So I'm excited to see what James Gunn can do because, I mean, obviously we've seen Guardians of the Galaxy plenty of times to know that he's a talented man. So I'm hoping he'll be able to strike this out again like he did with Guardians. But also, there have been times where someone has made a good movie and then brought back and made it worse somehow. So, I mean, there could be some ups and downs, but I guess we'll see what happens. So, starting off, we got the wonderful, beautiful Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn, which, I mean, I don't think anybody else could. I don't think anybody else could play that part. She's just so good, and she portrays that character down to a T. She looks, she sounds, and acts just like the character herself, which is just wonderful to see, especially with a badass female character like Harley Quinn. I mean, you see this girl doing flips and hitting people with hammers and shooting people with guns in these comic books and the TV series and movies and stuff like that, but you see it in live action and you see how well it's done. You just think they copied and pasted from the shows or the comics, but I mean, there's a lot of people I like to think that, but yeah, Margot Robbie's back. This is a huge cast, so I'm only going to go through a couple of them because that's going to take way too long to get through all of them. So Margot Robbie's back at Harley Quinn. One thing I did want to mention is Taika Waititi. His character is unknown. I don't know if we have a whole lot of information on him. If anybody's heard anything, shoot us a DM, comment on the video. Let us know if we're missing something. They recast Rick Flag. He's now being played by Joel Kinnaman. And they're bringing back so many characters that I learned to love over time. One of them is King Shark, obviously, one of the main villains from The Flash. Total badass. And of course, with him being that way, he needs to be voiced and made by a badass person, which is Sylvester Stallone. So I think he's gonna do great. I mean, he is a badass. He freaking Rocky, man. We got Alice Braga as Sol Soria. I don't really know too much about her, but I'm excited to see what she's up to. Idris Elba, love him. He's wonderful in what he does. He's playing a character by the name of Bloodsport. I don't know if that's anything remotely close to Will Smith's character Deadshot in the first remake. We got Michael Rooker as Savant. And I've noticed, and I think it's funny, but to each its own. If they're great in the character, I think that's great. But I've noticed with James Gunn, he likes to bring back people he's worked with before. Example, Michael Rooker. He was in the Guardians movies, obviously. I think it's pretty great that, they bring people we like back into big movies like this. Moving on, we got the great Nathan Fillion. For those who don't know much about him, I would suggest you go watch a wonderful TV series by the name of Firefly. It's so good. And I'm really sad that they canceled it. But one thing I'm hesitant on, but also excited because we didn't get a whole lot of screen time with him, was Captain Boomerang. And he's coming back. Jay Courtney coming back again. I'm excited to see him do this because we didn't get to see much of him. And Amanda Waller coming back, Viola Davis coming back to reprise her role. So I'm happy about that. She's great. She's super intense. And then I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. I mean, I do like him. He's great on SNL, but Pete Davidson, I'm a little weary about him. He is playing a character by the name of Blackguard. But I mean, everything else that I've seen him in, I just really hope he doesn't screw this up and make it not great. But I mean, you shouldn't go into a movie with expectations, I mean, go in there with an open mind, see what happens, and you might just turn out to like the movie. So maybe this might happen with Pete Davidson. I don't know. There's a whole bunch more people, a lot of other famous people. So if you want to know, I suggest you just go look it up on IMDb or on Google or something. But we're going to get into the news. So James Gunn, great man. We've already discussed him. So we'll move on from that. I'm excited he has experience with group movies, Guardians of the Galaxy type stuff. So he knows how to work with a big group of people. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do with it. New released photos from the trailer that was just released. If any of you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and put it at the end of the video for you. Yeah, so we got the new trailer, which looks great. And one of the first pictures we get to see is Ratcatcher with one of her trained rats on her shoulder. I'm excited to see. I'm a little skeevish, if that's a word, of rodents. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, if any of you don't like rats or anything like that, I don't know if this is a good movie for you because technically it's just pretty much her powers controlling rats, hence the name Ratcatcher. So, little warning: if you don't like rodents, don't watch the movie. One thing we've never seen before, live action. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Thinker looks great. I mean, he kind of looks like Brainiac, but he looks creepy and just weird with those things coming out of his head. I'm excited to see what, I wonder if those are just like antennas or something. That's why he's called the Thinker, so he can use those antennas to either get control of something, or maybe he can use those to get into somebody's head. I'm not sure exactly what his powers are. But you get this cool shot of Idris Elba and him talking, and then Rick Flags just standing in the back, just waiting. But it's kind of a cool shot. I'm excited to see what the Thinker's gonna do. What are your thoughts about him? Anybody have any idea what his powers would be like or what they do? Feel free to comment, share your knowledge. That's why we're all here, just to learn. Continuing, we get this awesome shot of Polka Dot Man, which he looks cool, but he kind of looks like a character, like his costume just looks like something your mom would make in the basement for Halloween, just something quick and just put a bunch of dots all over yourself. But no, he seems pretty cool. I wonder what you could do with those dots. And in this shot, I can't unsee it. So I'm gonna make you guys can't see it. The little dots that are coming out of his hand, they look like those circular clear discs that we used to use all the time in grade school. But yeah, that was the first thing that popped in my head was, oh, it's those little plastic things. I wonder if they use those for the film. He sticks out his hand and they just throw those at him. I don't know, but I'm excited to see what they do with that. He's a new character. We haven't really seen this character in live action before. I'm pretty sure it's just the comics of Suicide Squad. So that'll be cool to see a new character like this come to life and see what he's capable of. And another one, of course, that I'm excited to see is Sean Gunn. He plays, I'm not sure what his name is, but he plays a rodent. He's like a rat type thing. I'm excited because he played Rocket, so I'm sure he knows the whole, creepy rodent movement and stuff to, portray in the movie. So that'll be cool to see. I like when he brings in his brother. So yeah, we get this shot of King Shark, and in the trailer, again, I'll put it at the end of the video. In the trailer, they end up fighting this big monster at the end, but you don't get to see what it is. The only thing you see is that it's got some sort of scales on it, kind of looks like a dinosaur, but it's red and blue. I mean, you don't get to see this whole thing. It kind of was like Tremors, comes through the ground. All you see is the body, but I'm not sure what it is. If anybody has an idea what it could be, give us your theories. But it's got this cool shot of everybody fighting it, and then in this picture that was released, it's King Shark being tied by something and being swung around by the monster. So if anybody has any idea what type of monster that is, please feel free to give us some information. And then the great Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, being badass as usual. In this shot, it's a still of the trailer, and she's firing her weapons, obviously. But the still is showing her close up, and you get to see her tattoos. But the one thing that I like is that she's all bloodied up. She's been beaten. She's fighting. That's what I think we need. We need more women like that who can take punches, stuff like that. Just so we can they can show what women power is really about. So I'm glad that they incorporate a strong female character for this. And with Suicide Squad coming out, in our previous episode we discussed, in the Birds of Prey episode, that we don't know if she's going to be coming back for Birds of Prey 2. or if they're ever going to make a second one. My assumption is that she's going to stay with Suicide Squad, maybe up until they do a Joker versus Batman movie. I don't know, which I don't really see that happening in the near future. But yeah, all bloodied up. She looks badass. She looks like she's kicking some serious butt. What are your thoughts on Harley? I think she's great. I think she's a cool villain. Just because she is also human at the same time. So she does have those emotions where, she has more self-control than actually wanting to kill people, even though she's a little crazy. The last shot we get from the trailer is this cool shot of Idris Elba, Joel Kinnaman, and John Cena walking away from this flipped over truck that's on fire. Obviously, some sort of big battle is happening, and maybe something happened to him, but it's this cool shot where they're just walking away, like the shot in Iron Man when he blows up the tank and just walks away. Just looks awesome. What do you guys think as far as the movie goes? Seeing all the trailers, this trailer is also the last trailer we're going to get for Suicide Squad, so we'll get to see them here shortly. So yeah, so tell me your thoughts, guys. Comment below, DM us on Instagram and Facebook and all that. You can find us at Infinity Nerd Podcast, both on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So feel free to shoot us a message, give us a theory that you think, and maybe we can come back to this and discuss it more. Release dates as far as these 3 movies. We got Suicide Squad. That's the earliest one that's coming out. That's coming out August 6th of this year. So we'll definitely be doing a review on that as soon as it comes out. So stay tuned for that. Flash is expected around November 4th of next year. And then Shazam. Which movie are you excited for? Comment, like, share. It goes a long way. Helps out the channel a lot so we can expand this and we can all, enjoy this community, get together and enjoy these movies and shows. So if you can share, subscribe, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter, it'd be great. We'll be coming out with more news and updates every week. So stay tuned. And until then, nerd on.